So there's some big storm hitting us. Eric, maybe, something like that. I can't remember. It begins with an E. Anyways, all of the curtain seller drivers are having a massive hissy fit about it. Oh, it's too windy. We can't go out today. Ridiculous. Yeah, it'll be fine. Hello, I am the Big Daddy. This is Except for Access, and yeah, so this is my last week at Farrington's. Yeah, 2022 is not going well for me so far. It's not looking great. Oh. I don't know if you saw that. The driver going past was letting me know that I've forgot my beacons. They're still on. The orange police. Oh no. Oh. Can we get past you? Yes, loads of room there, my little friend. Okay, so the question is, what am I doing about it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Can I go? Yes, we're going. It's fine. It's fine. Sat-nav didn't want me to go the other way. I'm going to ignore it. I know better than the sat-nav. Silly sat-nav. Oh, that's immediately a problem. There's traffic this way. The sat-nav knows better. I do not know better than sat-nav. So for Farrington's, the tipper side was a bit of an experiment. That was something I was made aware of when I started. Yeah, it was an experiment. They'd never done it before. They had a driver on the truck that I'd previously been on, but it was very much an experiment. And I was aware that it might not work out in the end. So, and I'll be honest with you, I had kind of got an inclination that this might be, yeah, this might be on the horizon. Look at you, you lovely person, sat all waiting for me. Thank you very much. Now, if I'm honest with you, I had already been looking for jobs. I've been kind of having an eye around and seeing what there was. I hadn't realised that my need for a job was this immediate, shall we say. As in, at this point, I have 3 days to get a job. Oh dear. Why are you going off? There's no lines anywhere. What could you possibly be detecting? Okay, let's have the juicy bits, because by the time this video's come out, I've already left the company. And so I can just slate them and say whatever I want. It's the juicy bits that you really want. Thing is though, I don't have anything bad to say about them. They've been lovely, and I'm genuinely gutted I'm leaving. Like, genuinely gutted. It didn't work out. They've tried, I've tried, everyone's tried. It hasn't worked out. These things happen. There's not a lot you can do. Now, I have told them that they better give me an absolutely glowing recommendation. Yeah, they have to. There's no choice of it. You know what? I don't think I've ever taken this truck up this hill before. Will it do it? This hill doesn't look that bad, but there's a corner to it which is quite sharp, and yeah, the last truck used to stall out halfway up, but we're in power mode now, and if I'm honest with you, I'm just going to cut this corner. I know I shouldn't do, but I just need the extra little bit of speed. Oh my word, I'm going to have to drop down. 6th gear. Can we do it? Oh no, we're down to 5th gear. And we're dropping down to 1500 RPM. When the, I don't know how well you can see this or not, but when we get to the green. Oh, hey. Oh, we're going to do it in 5th gear, are we? Wow. Done it well this time. I tell you what, the gearbox on this truck is phenomenal. It is really, really good. Mercedes have outdone themselves with it. I mean, fairness to Mercedes, they really should have done. The old one shouldn't have been bad. I shouldn't really be having this conversation. I should just be saying, yep, Mercedes, great, really good, rather than the alternative of, it's not as crap as it used to be. I'm not one for talking about weather on my vlogs, however, it's getting quite bad. I came from North Cumbria this morning, and the weather was grim all the way down. Mark, one of the other drivers, he's coming down through it now, and he says it's very, very bad. I think it's called Storm Dudley. I think. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's a character from Harry Potter. Have I just picked that up, or is that actually what it's called? I don't know. Oh dear. Wow, miserable weather is miserable. I'm supposed to be at this site for 4 o'clock. My ETA is now coming up as 8 minutes past, and it's not looking much better down here. Currently en route to go and pick up a load of sand. I don't really know why I tell you what I'm picking up, because it's always sand. It's always sand. Like, it's never anything but sand. Although I shouldn't really say just sand, because there's different types, like 50 billion different types, and there's different colours. So you can get the lighter stuff, you can get like the proper silica sand, which is like white, which you get from Scotland. You get different grain sizes, and then it even comes mixed with stuff. Like the equestrian stuff, like the stuff for horses, comes mixed with wax and fibres and other types of sand, because why not? Well, it's the end of the week, and I'm going to pick up that pellety stuff from the place that I don't really mention the name of. I don't even know why, in fairness. I'm currently in Bury St Edmunds, and it is just before 7 o'clock. And I mention these two things because there is a red weather warning for like this area. In fact, to be honest with you, I am smack bang in the middle of the danger zone. Wow, that's a great name for the video. Should I name it that? I like it. The forecast says it's not going to be hitting here till 10 o'clock, like the proper wind, which is fine. But it does leave me in a bit of a predicament in that I will talk about that little noise that you've just heard there in a second. But it's in a predicament because I've got two routes of getting back. I can go out the A1 and go across the M62, which is going to be fine, apart from that one bit of the M62, which is always horrendous. You know the bit with all of the dead trailers beside the road. Option 2 is to go across to Birmingham and cut up like that. Now, Birmingham at the best of times has bad traffic. Oh, I could go across the A50. That might be the better option. The issue is, when you've got weather like this, it's so unpredictable, and you can pick a route and you can head towards it, and next thing, it's all shut, and you're having to get diverted. And I have limited time today. I've only got about 6 hours-ish on my 90. So by today, I am stopping. There is no two options about that. Also, the Mercedes has brought up one of its famous faults. If you listen now, right, the reason it's made that faster noise is because it thinks there's something wrong with the light on the left-hand side of the truck, but there's not. It's currently on. I can see it in my mirror. It's 100% working. And if you're thinking this sounds familiar, it is. This is something I've brought up with the old truck. It did exactly the same thing. I don't know why they keep doing it. This just seems to be a Mercedes thing. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. I don't know if I have to hit something. I'll be honest with you, that's literally as far as my mechanical knowledge goes, hitting stuff. Or I can hit things at different levels of hardness. So that counts for multiple in my mind. Things have not gone well. I'm at the place where we're not going to talk about the place. And yeah, basically there's been a problem with the number. I'm running way behind schedule, and it's now an hour till the red weather warning kicks in, and I have to go the full length of it. Now the good news is I've got a straight shot back to the yard. So I've got no interruptions. I've got nothing like that. I can just go straight up there. Still, I think I'd be lying if I say there wasn't a bit of nerves to do with all of this. The fact is, even though it doesn't technically affect me, and this thing is built, well, it won't get affected by the wind. Other drivers will, and other drivers are affected, and that can cause accidents. I think the winds, it's winds and rain. Still, I'm hoping it won't be too bad. All we can do is get set off. I've been here for so long, I've been on break, so I don't have to go anywhere and brake. I can literally just drive straight up, and I figure I'll get, I'll have a break somewhere north of Birmingham. I'll be able to get that far on 4.5 hours. God, I hope I can. Oh God. Red Bull, you're my only friend right now. I'll be honest with you, I did not sleep well last night. So I can sleep through just about anything. I've been robbed on this truck many times and never once woken up to them. Just always sleep through it. But last night, well, yeah, it was interesting. And speaking of things that are taking an absolute battering recently, my head, let's talk about that. I do have a bit of an action plan. Kinda. Maybe. No, it is worth noting I have had a stay of execution. My boss has called me up and said, have you found anything yet? I've said to him I haven't, and he's asked, do I want to stay on for another week? They'll keep it on for one more for us, which, yeah, that was good of him at least. It's given me a little bit of breathing room. And it's not like I can't find jobs. There are plenty of jobs out there. It's just I'm really fussy. Also as well, if I'm honest with you, I got bit by a company once really bad. I'm owed money for that company, and it was bad. Oh, it was bad. And because of what happened there are things I now check when I go to a new job. In fact, I have actually been to an interview recently. Like I say, this wasn't a complete surprise, and I rejected it because there was damage to a ladder on the trailer, and the gaffer hadn't picked up on it. And I know that sounds really silly, but the way I saw it was, if I've picked up on that and he hasn't, what else hasn't been picked up on? Because I'm going to inherit that truck. That's going to be mine. So every problem, everything that someone else has caused, everything that someone else has damaged, that's going to be my problem. And if it breaks down because of one of them problems, that's then looking bad on me, and I don't want that. I also check on fuel cards, and just bear with me because there is a logic to this. This company that we're not going to mention, but I'm sure there's a few of you that's like, yeah, I know exactly what company that was. They only had one fuel card, which is Morgan Fuels. Now, there's nothing against Morgan Fuels, but I had asked, could we get a backup, like a BP or a Shell or something like that? And they kept saying they're looking into it, and it never they never really got one. And I found out later that's because there was financial issues, because everyone else has blacklisted them basically. So now if a company doesn't have a Shell or a BP, either one of them two, I just won't go for it. Now don't get me wrong, if they've got a Shell or a BP and they say don't use it unless it's an emergency, I want you to use key fuels, I want you to use this, that's fine. I have no issues with that, but it's kind of like a litmus test almost. In my head, I'm kind of, it's a kind of test to make sure that they are kind of financially stable. That, again, I might be wrong in thinking that, but it's a little check that I've got. A lot of people will say, find a driver who works there or has worked there and ask them, but you can't always guarantee that that's going to be like an impartial thing. I mean, someone who works for a company are obviously going to justify and say that yes, the company they work for is good. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is a good company. But by the same token, someone who's left will just tell you the bad things. And everyone's experience is different with the company. One person can go into it, absolutely love it. Another person go in and absolutely hate it. That could be the job. It could be the just butting heads with someone. And it doesn't really reflect on the company per se, or the experience that you're going to have. It just means that they've had a bad experience. Another thing that you can do is you can ask for something, and basically what you're doing is you kind of checking to see are they receptive. You don't necessarily have to get that thing, but it kind of just gauges it a little bit and kind of sees like how they react to you asking for something. Wildly, this is something I picked up off Van Halen. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So Van Halen, when they were playing live, would send to wherever they were playing, they would send these list of demands, and one of them was that they wanted a bowl of M&Ms with all of the brown ones taken out of it. Now, you may have heard of this before, but you might not know the reason why they did it. It's very, very clever. They basically sent this long list through, and in this list, by part way through it, is this demand to basically have the M&Ms with all the brown ones taken out. If they turned up and it wasn't there, or the brown M&Ms weren't taken out of it, they knew that other things, like for instance stage safety, making sure that certain things were secured a certain way, they would know that all of that hadn't been done. And it was like a way of them checking it really quickly, which is very clever if you think about it. Well, we've managed to make it to, where the hell are we? Stafford? We're almost at Stafford. We're not quite at Stafford, we're getting there. So in fairness, the wind wasn't actually as bad as I expected. He says, I was expecting it to be a bit more battery than it is. I think with severe weather like this, the key is to not stress, to remain calm, composed. Oh my God! Oh my God! Come on! Seatbelt, come on! Come on! Come on! I mean, oh no. I mean, what do I know? Who the hell am I to say what to do? I've got batteries running out now, so I better finish this off. I guess on that note, I think we'll end the video. Thank you very much for watching. Massive thanks to all my supporters, everyone who sent me messages, all of you lovely, lovely people. It's very much appreciated. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, the usual jazz, all of them things. You can do it, you can not do it. Again, it makes no difference to me. I mean, obviously it does, but you know, you're free to do whatever you want to do. But thank you so much for watching, and we shall see you next time.